How important it is to be a part of a hit movie.
I've been struggling for 22 years to actually associate myself with interesting pieces of cinema.
Right.
Sometimes they do really well at the box office. Sometimes you find a smaller audience to watch them. So whether they were films that I've done like Mithya or Ek Chalis Ki Last Local or Fas Gaye Obama or Thursday that was, an OTT release, one way or the other you have someone coming to you and saying that, hey, this was great and I really liked you in this, or I watched you in this, or hey, you were really good, so why don't we collaborate and work on something together?
Okay. The industry is going through a crazy turmoil.
Yeah, I got a film offer from down south. I don't know too much about, how I can go about it because I don't know the industry really well, and I would love to work down south as well. But I'm like, if I'm getting, and there were 2 offers back to back from down south over the past 3 months. But when was the last time I got a Hindi film offer? I don't even remember.
Moving on to your international project, Blue 52. Tell me all about it. Give me some dope on that.
It's been shot in Kerala.
Okay.
It's shot, it's done, all of it. I mean, the crew was, there are 3 different countries, so between LA and, Egypt and India. And it also has Adil Hussain in the lead.
Then there's also Sherpy with Gulshan.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's nice. Gulshan's really nice. And Ajay Rai has produced it.
Yes.
And it should be out sometime soon. Hi everyone, I'm Neha Dhupia and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.
Neha, welcome to Bollywood Hungama once again.
Thanks. I enjoy conversations and I enjoy talking to you so much that I need to gather myself. I know you're a great listener and I need to say the right things. So this is my moment to meditate and saying, come on Neha, say the right things.
You please just say the right...
Apart from the fact that I'm having a bad headache and somebody wants to walk in, yes.
Neha, we are talking just before the release of Bad News. A film that's all over the place. Instagram kholo, आपकी film का गाना आ रहा है, reels चल रहे हैं. Firstly, let me take you back. When did this happen? How did this happen?
So I want to also tell you that it's like I'm a dot in the ocean ocean being Bad News, and I'm a really tiny part of the film. But, we were having this conversation right before the interview started. The beauty of cinema is that it doesn't matter what your contribution to that piece of art is, you are always going to be that person who's contributed to it,
Right.
So it doesn't matter. It's your immortal impression that you've left on everyone.
True.
Having said that, no one's asked me this question as to let's go back. This is the first time I'm actually talking about the film. And in your most favorite word, exclusively. So the film actually came to me soon after I gave birth to our son Gorek. We were in Goa because I think there was still lockdown and everybody was, coming out of it. And we'd kind of stationed ourselves there. And I got a call from a casting director and they said, we want you to play this part. And I was just like, if I'm getting a call for a film that's been produced by Leo, that's my friend Amrit, and also Dharma, that's Karan, and I'm like, this can't be, I need to proof check it. So then I was just like, is this true? And then Anand, who's also a friend. So Anand was like, yeah, it's me, but the casting guy was not meant to call you, but I was supposed to call you and all that. So I was just like, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, I'm on. Now let's talk about what it is.
Right.
They sent me the script, it was really interesting. The joy, and I've done these kind of genres before, so whether it's Chup Chup Ke, or Singh is King, or De Danadan. So the joy of doing an out-and-out, so-called commercial comedy or romantic comedy film, which is packaged with, great music and a great cast and headlined by a great producer, and you have, a super director coming together. The package is so amplifying even before the release, and that's exactly where Bad News is right now. Now I'm very excited, and it's always good, to kind of, watch an audience looking forward to something that you're a part of in any which way.
Right. You said, you made it clear that you're a dot in the ocean. Sometimes we've seen in this industry a dot in the ocean in something that works wonderfully it just blows out of proportion. It starts a new phase for people. We have seen that happen not once but so many times. Hoping for any of that.
Well, I don't know. My name is really interesting in the film.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. There could be a little bit of, speculation around that. It's Dr. Karuna, who then becomes Ma Karuna, who's trying to like make a change through a voice. So, like, I'm glad that you're laughing about it. But initially, I kind of was like, why am I being called that? And then there's explanation to that. So that's cool. But I feel that, to be associated with a fun ensemble and to actually watch it with them and be a part, and also just be able to like shoot and have like fun, happy times till the point of release. Those are the things I can talk about. After that, I don't know.
How important it is to be a part of a hit movie?
There are two kinds of things. So there's a great piece of cinema that always finds an audience, and a hit piece of cinema, and I'm not talking about anything in particular, but I'm talking about experience. A hit piece of cinema is not necessarily a great piece of cinema.
True.
So, one way or the other, you find the right people or the interesting people to watch you.
Okay.
At the end of the day, in the business, your wealth is either your fans or people who then come back with more creative opportunities.
Right.
So I feel both ways it works. And, and I come from a place where I've been struggling, and I always use this word, and I've been struggling for 22 years to actually associate myself with interesting pieces of cinema.
Right.
Sometimes they do really well at the box office. Sometimes you find a smaller audience to watch them. So whether they were films that I've done like Mithya or Ek Chalis Ki Last Local or Fas Keh Rahe Obama or Thursday that was, an OTT release, one way or the other you have someone coming to you and saying that, hey, this was great and I really liked you in this, or I watched you in this, or hey, you were really good, so why don't we collaborate and work on something together?
Okay.
So one way or the other, it's very important to put your work out there.
Right.
And sometimes neither is it great, nor does it find an audience. So then check yourself and check your choices.
Right. The industry is going through a crazy turmoil.
Yeah.
No one knows what's working. Small films comes, they make 100 crore, big films with big lead names, big producer, doesn't find its audience. When this came to you, you can be yourself and open about it. Married and mother, were you one like, okay, I deserve this, I should get it as an actor, or were you like, okay, am I getting this? Should I be shocked about it?
I'll tell you what it was. When this came to me, I kind of was living in my postpartum phase. I was very uneasy about the way I was looking.
Okay.
So, to say that you get a mainstream commercial film or a part in a mainstream commercial film when you're not looking, your best, you kind of question the whole thing.
Okay.
But then you know that you have friends and who look after you, and then the way I was wearing those loose kaftans, and I was also like, almost 23 kilos heavier than soon after giving birth. And for somebody who's 43, given birth to 2 kids, always been a spokesperson about body positivity, to say that I suffered from postpartum and I was very uncomfortable in my body. I mean, it may be clashing ideologies, but at the same time, I am the same person because, you're an actor, you're allowed to be vain. It's probably the only profession where you get to work and before that you have 6 people getting to work to get you ready. It doesn't happen anywhere else.
True.
So clearly vanity is, I mean, it's the order of the day. And, you're tuned to that. But I was happy that my phone was ringing.
Yeah.
Would my phone ring more before I became a mom? Most definitely yes. Now I look back and my fears, apart from everything else, is that, I wish I was thinner, I wish I was this, I wish I was that, I wish I wasn't this size, but it is the big screen, everyone's going to see it. But then I also feel that, you associate yourself with the right people and they'll never do wrong to you. But then judgment is something you can't control.
Sure, yeah.
What you can do is change yourself. But maybe the film took that long, and then I had the time, and now I don't feel so bad, kind of looking back at myself.
Right.
To answer your question, was I glad or surprised? I was glad my phone rang, but I'm actually, my surprise, I question it more in reverse, but my phone doesn't ring as much.
Okay.
To tell you honestly. So now if you tell me that, when was the last time you got a film offer? I mean, I just got I got a film offer from down south. I don't know too much about, how I can go about it, because I don't know the industry really well, and I would love to work down south as well. But I'm like, if I'm getting, and there were 2 offers back to back from down south over the past 3 months. But when was the last time I got a Hindi film offer? I don't even remember.
Right. You have lost weight. You go to the gym regularly. We see that. You're looking amazing in front of us. We can see you.
Are you.
Why do you think your phone doesn't ring that often? What's wrong?
I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't ring that often. I don't. I also feel like the industry is going through a really hard time.
True.
So if I would go and knock on doors, which I always do, and I feel that there's nothing wrong with going out there and asking for work, because you're not doing anything wrong. I feel going out there complimenting someone on their work is one thing, but going and telling them that you're a fan of theirs and you'd like to work with them, there's no greater compliment. If somebody came up to me saying, hey Neha, we love your craft and we'd love to work with you, but right now we don't have anything for you, even that's a really big compliment for me. So I feel like in the business, to clinically go out there, do your rounds, ask for work, there's nothing wrong with it. Also, the hard part is what's happening to the business. So that, you asked this question, I think a couple of minutes ago, because it's really, as much as people, and the people who actually are the ones who provide the work are the ones who are struggling as well.
Right.
Because they're not being able to actually put down the math, or even, films have to be made apart from the script. The bigger script is the Excel sheet of the money, and that mathematics isn't working out. So who do you actually go to?
Right. But is it the same for male actors who without taking names, there are 10, 15 flops, they continue to get lead roles. And so where does the math go when it comes to a male actor?
I feel the math is there. It just takes longer for people to realize, and there's just more opportunity given to actors who kind of, mistakes are made in succession till there's realization. Just that the realization comes
later,
much later.
Okay.
But I also feel that I am not here, Rohit, where I can be in a position to say that I'm not the kind of actor, and there are about, say, 100, 150, 200 of us. We are not the kind of actors who actually change the math of a project.
Why do you think so?
Because we are not the big ticket actors.
Okay.
We are the ones who want to go out there and work. We want to charge a professional fee, and a professional fee is very different from deciding what your own market price is, and then the market gets back, and then those are the big numbers.
Okay.
So again, like I said, sometimes it's just we're not shaking the balance sheet that much.
Okay. Yeah.
So I sometimes feel that, and everybody across the room, across the board, and I'm talking to you on behalf of a lot of actors who I have conversations with, it is feeling a bit dry.
It is,
Opportunities are feeling dry.
Right.
Work is feeling dry. Box office feels a bit dry. I feel, even with OTT, when we thought that, hey, if you don't have films, there are OTT and there are many opportunities. There are gatekeepers everywhere. So, there's nobody wants to take a chance, even with when you're working with corporates, they also need to worry about what they bring to the table, what their next jobs are, where their appraisals lie, where, all of that. So everybody is actually waiting for and we all want everyone to do well.
Yeah.
This is not a business where when a movie does well, everyone's like, oh, the movie's down, because then the entire business does well, know? So, I mean, at the end of the day, except for the corporate side, we're all self-employed. So we look at each other, we pat each other on the back, and then we want to move on, and at the same time, we want others to move on, because everybody should do well.
Right, fair enough. Moving on to your international project, Blue 52. Tell me all about it. Give me some dope on that.
I shot this about 6 months ago. Was it a little less than 6 months ago? And I know that my director was also a producer on multiple other films, and I see him at different festivals. He's touring everywhere, and I know that it's our turn next. I don't know when I'm going to go, and I really hope I get the opportunity because I have lots of gowns. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just, no. That was a lie. No, because I really want to, Rohit.
What is this project? Where was this show? What is it?
So it's been shot in Kerala.
Okay.
It's shot, it's done, all of it. I mean, the crew was, there are 3 different countries, so between LA and, Egypt and India. And it also has Adil Hussain in the lead. And it's really nice to be working with him. I've never worked with him, and I know that he's like, he's a teacher when it comes to acting. And I was just like, so fearful. Because the first day I was like, on an island, and then you're like on the island, and then you don't go anywhere. And I'm just like, what is it going to be when I get to the set with Adil? Are we only going to be talking acting, or will he calm down and talk to me about fish and rice as well? It was great. He only spoke to me about fish and rice, and he didn't give me any advice, and it was so great. He's like, just be yourself. And it was really nice. We got along like a house on fire. It's so nice to see people from like, different countries come together and picking up words, and then like when anyone's cussing on set, you just know it doesn't matter what language they're cussing, but at least that we had in common because there was aggression. When the sun is setting, units across the globe are always cussing, so no matter where you are. So yeah, I mean it's a good, interesting film. I was quite taken aback that it took a director from Egypt to actually cast me as a local Kerala woman, and the way I'm looking, and I mean, it's hard. It was hard for me to recognize myself on day one, but it's nice. Sometimes what people close to you don't see, there's people very far away, they kind of identify it. So I'm excited about that, but I'm also looking for new interesting opportunities. There are opportunities, but do I really want to do what's coming my way? But that's the problem everyone faces.
Everyone's facing.
So whether it's you, whether it's me, we're all in the creative business. The chances and the opportunities that you have versus where you want to get to, and likewise for multiple other actors, everyone, even if you're right up there, you're creating, but what you're creating versus what you want to create, there's a huge jet lag between the two.
True, absolutely, 100% right. Then there's also Sherpy with Gulshan.
Yes, that's nice. Gulshan's really nice, and Ajay Rai has produced it.
Yes.
And it should be out sometime soon. And
that's a series.
It's a series.
Okay.
I've never done a series, and I've never shot in the same, like, I don't think I should spill too much about it, but I'm in the same position. I've shot the entire series in the same position. So clearly you know what I'm playing. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the middle of this, you keep going back to your podcast, which is now with Geo. It's become a big deal. How has that helped where does that fit in the larger scheme of things when you're doing so much?
It fits in a really big way, Rohit, when you're doing multiple other things. And I call it my side hustle, but then it's so important to have those because when you see ups and downs in what you're actually cut out to do or meant to do, and when you have multiple other opportunities and people of worth who want to work with you and identify different aspects of you that they think you're good at and support you through it, you feel really good because there's also 360 around it. You have other opportunities, there are other brands that come forward, people want to have conversations, you get hosting jobs, and I feel nothing in this industry in this time. This is the best time we're living in. So if you mess up, or if you're even cutting a line at an airport, or if you have a big box office success, so if you're there somewhere and you're fantastic even in 2 scenes, or if you have one side hustle and you crack a great joke in the middle of a 30-second stand-up piece, whatever you do, good or bad, it'll never go unnoticed.
True.
And that's the beauty of being in the business right now. And as a mom of 2, and somebody who's, I'm just not used to not working. I don't know, like I can't sit around, I can't wait around. It doesn't mean I grab everything that comes my way, but things that interest me. And I mean, of course, in order of priority, it's me and my kids. My husband depends on the time of the day, he's priority. But I'm just saying that also the best thing about becoming a mom is that your professional highs and lows will never match up to your personal highs. And it doesn't matter
course, right.
whatever it is that with your kids, as long as they're healthy and happy, there are no lows. So I'm spending time with them, right? So either I'm at work or I'm spending time with my kids. So both ways it works out. I get such a huge sense of there's so much sanity in the insanity that lies in my house. Because being a mom, it can like pull you in different directions. But at the same time, there's so much sanity in that. That the outside noise, I can cut out within seconds. Like if something's troubling me, I get a call saying, oh, you auditioned for this, you're not going to be a part of this project. And I want people who are younger to know this. In my 20s and 30s, it would bother me to no end. Like, and I wouldn't know how to get out of it. And I would like blame myself constantly over it. And I would always tell myself that, hey, you know, this is happening to you because you're not good enough. And beat myself up about it. But I promise you, nothing. In the larger scheme of things, whatever happens, happens for a reason. The reason is good. Please understand the measures of this. But now if I get a call saying, you're not a part of this, unfortunately, people are nice. They call you. I don't know if it's a good call or a bad call, but they call you and tell you that you're not a part of this project. I'm like, yeah, okay. And suddenly my son is like spilled his food on the floor. I'm like, okay, but I got larger issues here. I need to like pick the broccoli up from the ground. But I feel that there is, it's place and time. You know, I had my kids late in life. I feel I can balance both my worlds. Maybe if I was in my 20s, or late 20s or early 30s, I would have not been able to. I've walked that mile of being single, going through my ups and downs professionally, then, you know, getting pregnant, married, having 2 kids, coming back, working. I feel blessed, I have work, and I really feel I had more opportunities. Yeah.
So, you know, anyone younger who's listening, there are so many who've not got even one chance and they've gone for auditions after auditions, waiting for that call. What would you like to tell them? And again, there are actors, younger actors, they will see Neha and think, Neha ke paas to sab hai. You're a big name. You're chatting with, on your podcast, you're chatting with Kartik Aaryan one day, Tiger Shroff one day. On some days, you're sitting and chatting with me. That's the low day.
No. That's the highest of the highs.
Okay. But, you know, what would you like to tell them? They're waiting for this call and they do get depressed when the call is like, okay, you didn't get the part.
It's hard. I mean, on most days, and if I was younger, I would advise everybody. Younger in the sense, like say 8 years, 9 years ago, when I was still in a position to give an advice, I would tell everybody, hey, keep at it, do it, it'll happen one day. I mean, that's one part of it. And what if it doesn't happen?
Yeah, what if it doesn't
happen? The larger issue is that, let's look at all scenarios here, Rohit. A, you get that call. Great. You know, you have your Kartik Aaryan moment after 11 auditions or 13 auditions, and between engineering college here, you get the first film and it hits home, and that's it. Boom, the boy works hard, give it to him. I mean, or Vicky Kaushal, I saw one of those ones where he had that placard, and then look at him now. Great. To say it doesn't happen is a lie. It happens. You keep at it, it will happen. There's no way out. B, it may take time, it may not happen. You have a backup plan. You're coming from, like, say, you know, you already are 23 and you have a 25, you have a degree or whatever else, or you've done your MBA, and then you say, let me give this a shot for 2 years. You have a plan B. But C, if you've given it everything, and then it doesn't work out, what do you do? All your eggs in one basket. And to say that those kind of people don't exist, of course they do. And it hits you hard. My whole point is that at that point, understand family is strength. If you're feeling even slightly weak and rejected, or if you think that why is it happening to everybody else around me and not happening to me, I just want to tell you, you're not alone. I also want to tell you, it happens to people in the business also. So why is it happening to everyone around me, and why is it not happening to me is something that even actors feel, even directors feel. They do one film and they're like, but why isn't anyone else funding my second script? You know, everybody feels like that. But what you have to realize is that all the answers are going to lie within you. Please get up, reach out, have a plan B. It's a very tough business. You know, if you need, seek help. I mean, whatever, like, take the opportunity. If you think that, oh, people are even comparing stuff like, wo usko itne likes mile. This is not even a movie. I know people who are like, usko itne likes mile और मुझे मेरे को इतने likes नहीं मिले जब मैंने ये reel बनाई तो आज मेरा मन नहीं है खाना खाने का. I don't get it. I don't get it. These are not issues. They are not problems. They are not like, these are not real struggles. So I'm just saying that it's way beyond. It doesn't mean that you need to look at somebody else who's suffering more than you, but understand that there are lots of people in the same boat and get up and do something about it. God, I feel like holding someone's shoulders and shaking them up, because whatever you do, don't end up hurting yourself.
Right.
Because no one and nothing is worth it.
True, true, true.
Hi everyone, I'm Neha Dhupia and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.